What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another great episode of Ease Your Mind, brought to you by none other than Sailor Consulting. I'm your host and coach, Rais van der Schaaf, as usual, with you every Monday and Thursday to bring you important, bite-sized information, tools, and answers to help you on your journey to living your very best life. Now, if you haven't done so yet, please knock that subscribe button so that you never miss another episode. And if you are listening to this episode, if anyone pops up in your mind that you believe this may benefit, share it with them or share this episode on social media so that we can be the positive change in someone else's life. Today we will take a look at a question that I get asked quite regularly, so enough of that, let's dive in. Isn't it too late for me to achieve my goals? This is a question I get asked frequently, and believe it or not, I even get asked this question from people in their late 20s or early 30s. Now, I want to ask you this. When is it too late for you to be happy? At what age can you tell yourself, okay, it's too late for me to be happy, I now have to live the rest of my life unhappy or miserable? Is it 40, 50? If you haven't achieved all your goals by 60, is that a good time to give up on your happiness? And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but every person's ultimate goal, the goal of all goals is to be happy, right? The reason we want health, wealth, good relationships, good looking bodies, personal growth and development is for our happiness. There can't be a sane person out there that has a goal to be unhappy. I don't think anyone can convince me of that. So the answer is simple. If you have a heartbeat, then there is still time for your dreams. The idea that you have to be young to find happiness and success is a myth that has been spreading like wildfire, especially in this age of social media and blogging where we are seeing young people taking technology to their advantage and making millions from it. Now, yes, it's true. The earlier you start and the more time you have to practice, the easier it can be to find your success. But it's not always the case. There are plenty of examples of people that have had late starting, booming careers. I'm sure we all know Samuel L. Jackson. We've all seen him on the big screen acting in very successful movies. He was 43 years old when he got his first big break in a movie. Jungle Fever, I believe it was. How about Vera Wang? She's an incredible fashion designer whom in her youth was committed to becoming an Olympic figure skater. When she failed to make the team, at age 40, she took her happiness and success in her own hands and then made a new start in the fashion industry. She started a whole new life in her 40s. And how about the founder of KFC, the man behind the billion-dollar fast food franchise, the man we call Colonel Sanders? He grew up very poor and worked as a farmhand as a child. In fact, he quit school and by the age of 17 he had already had plenty of jobs such as a painter, a conductor, soldier. After that, he worked as a cleaner, fireman, and a blacksmith. He also studied law and he was a legal counselor. He represented railroad workers who had been injured on the job. But that didn't last long, and then he was selling insurance and then tires. He then opened up a gas station or petrol station as we call it, where he also started selling fried chicken. His chicken became so popular that he opened a restaurant across the street and that became very, very popular. But when World War II struck, customers became few and he had to shut down that restaurant. But still, he was determined to make his recipe even more popular and decided to franchise it. Anyway, by 50, he perfected his chicken recipe and the struggle only started there. He began traveling across the country from one diner to the next, cooking and making just enough to continue doing it. He slept in the back of his car, and at this time he was 60 years old. At the age of 62, Colonel Sanders franchised Kentucky Fried Chicken for the first time and then sold the company for millions at the age of 72. Now, there are countless other stories of people creating their success later on in life, and all it does is it empowers the fact that when you are ready to commit to changes and to your happiness, it doesn't matter how old you are, all you need to do is believe, especially when there are stories of success. Paulo Coelho, author of the famous book The Alchemist, he said, people are capable at any time in their lives of doing what they dream of. The problem that usually arises is the noise, and it usually starts from those close to us. Now, I've not dealt with anyone saying that I'm too old to do this podcast, but I have had a lot of negative talk. Why would you do this? Will people even listen to you? How can you do this for free? You're crazy not to advertise in your podcast. Basically, most of the people giving me the reasons that this podcast won't work are the people that I would consider to be close friends and family. Now, not all of them. I mean, I have a lot of support from friends and family. All I'm saying is that there's a handful of people that will drop the negative bombs. So you might hear from people close to you say things like, you're too old to try something new, or how can you change your career this late in life, or why would you get married at this age? Even something as simple as, don't worry about money now, we'll look after you. I can understand that these words can be damaging to your confidence and may deter you from achieving the goals that would make you happy. At these times in life, you have to drown out the noise. Always listen to good advice, but if you know in your gut where your happiness lies, then go for it. Find the ways to achieve your happiness. You were not created to live an unhappy life. It is an insult to God because you are His greatest creation. You have thoughts, feelings, and intuition that can guide you to being happy. Until you close your eyes for the last time on this planet, whether your time is up tomorrow, next year, or in 50 years, take advantage of your life that you have right now and make it amazing. Choose to be happy. Create your happiness. Be the best version of yourself so that you can achieve the best this life has to offer. Others have done it. It's your turn now to create your story. If you feel like you don't have a purpose and you are at an age where you feel you should have a purpose, then you need to start doing different things. You can't find your purpose by doing the same things you have been doing that has led you away from your purpose. It is never too late to speak to a coach. It is never too late to learn a new skill. It's never too late to set a new goal. It is never too late for success, and most importantly, it is never too late to be happy. Aim for the greatness that you know you are destined for. Release that inner feeling of achieving remarkable things by letting it out to the world. No one will give you your happiness and success. You were created with the power to create it. So go out and accomplish happiness. It is the true meaning of success. That is it for today's episode. Thanks a million for listening. Guys, I am planning on releasing bigger and better content on social media very, very soon. I'm also in the process of launching a free 1-hour webinar on the shortcut to living your best life. Please follow me on Instagram and join the Ease Your Mind community group on Facebook for all my other content and announcements. The link to all things Ease Your Mind is in the description of this podcast and should be in the podcast description too. Don't forget that you can now leave me voice messages. Follow the link in the description if you have a question or comment or anything inspirational you want to say. Leave me a voice message and you may get to feature on an upcoming episode. One last thing, if you need guidance and help on improving any area of your life, reach out to me at rais@saylor.co.za or otherwise drop me a WhatsApp message on 083-292-5937. I don't have all the answers, but I do have the knowledge, the tools, and the experience that could help you open your mind and unlock your true potential. Thank you once again. I appreciate you. That is it from me, guys. Take it easy.